Alright, so welcome back to the PWC channel. This is my live recording of the match between PWC Keto and FiremasterMT. Keto is coaching the Empoleon Conquerors, and FiremasterMT is coaching I think it's San Francisco Celebis. So, definitely excited for this match. Let's go straight into the matchup. Keto is bringing Empoleon, which is, as the name suggests, it's his signature mon. Also, he's got a Mega Absol with him, Swallow, which he always likes to bring, Sylveon, Tsarina, and Latias. Firemaster has brought Lucario, which is his signature. He changed that at some point during the season. I don't remember what he had before, but it's Lucario now. Primarina, Alakazam, Garchomp, Ferrothorn, and Electivire. Yeah, has had some success with Electivire. I think it's his personal kill leader on his squad, so it makes sense why he would bring that. Keto has had a lot of success with Latias. I think Latias might be the kill leader for... No, it's not Urshifu is, but it's something like second place or so in the kill list for the senior league at least. So yeah, definitely a lot of success with it. So yeah, looking at the matchup, I think Absol is looking kind of nice for Keto if he's got the close combat to hit Ferrothorn and Lucario with it. And yeah, what Keto likes to do is he likes to bring Specs Sylveon and lead off with it, so we might see a Mystical Fire here, I suspect. Also, yeah, Firemaster doesn't really have a good switch in for the spec set, so he doesn't have a switch in at all for the Hyper Voice. Now, if he predicts the Mystical Fire here, obviously he could go into Primarina or even Garchomp if he's very ballsy, but yeah, I think this is I think this, seeing as Keto led off with it, it's probably going to be Specs again. Keto has shown that he likes to run similar sets every week. He has some kind of favorite set for every mon, I feel like, and he likes to bring those a lot. So yeah, definitely excited to see what will happen this turn. Firemaster was probably planning to get up Stealth Rocks, but I think he should predict a Mystical Fire here and switch out into Primarina just to be sure. Just because Keto is not gonna click Hyper Voice here, that would be... okay. I shouldn't make any assumptions on what his play is gonna be, but it's definitely not a logical play. Sometimes Keto is a player that likes to make very heavy predictions, so I'm not gonna assume his thought process here. But yeah, Mystical Fire as I thought. But to me, that doesn't look like Specs damage. Obviously, I'm not gonna calc anything right here, but this doesn't look exactly Specsy to me. Unless Firemaster is heavily special defensive, but even then I think a spec set would have done more damage. Yeah, so the Stealth Rocks, looking at it, Keto has, he's got a lot of potential defoggers. Empoleon might be one. Tsarina gets Rapid Spin, Latias gets defog, even Swallow if he really wanted to. So yeah, he's gonna get a free defog off here against the Primarina. Primarina's no threat at all to Empoleon. I think looking at it, the matchup seems to be somewhat in Keto's favor. I don't see anything that... I mean, he doesn't really like to switch into Garchomp, Keto. So Garchomp's definitely a good choice on Firemaster's part. But apart from that, I really see the matchup advantage in for Keto in this matchup so far. So yeah, Keto has told me before the match that he's a little bit nervous before this one because he feels like he can't really get, from watching the replays of Firemaster's past games, he hasn't really been able to get a read on how he thinks really, and he is a player that heavily relies on predictions every turn, so that's in my personal opinion, something that Keto has definitely got to work on. I think I would describe Keto as a dangerous player, but not really, to be honest, not really a good player, because the difference between being dangerous and good is to know the difference uh, between a necessary and a unnecessary risk. And I feel like Keto is always every turn trying to figure out what his opponent is gonna do, and then acting on that assumption what his opponent is gonna do. So he is trying to be one step ahead every single turn when he really doesn't need to. I mean, there he is taking a lot of unnecessary risk, and this so far this season he's got a good record. 3-2 so far, so he's definitely in contention for playoffs. But he has also made a lot of plays that cost him a lot, and some of those were really unnecessary. So this is why I think he's, for example, he's being nervous when he's playing Firemaster just because he can't get a read. But sometimes, if you have a matchup like this, you don't really need to get a read on your opponent every turn. So um, I'm definitely excited to see if he can improve in that regard, because yeah, as I said, in my opinion, that's the difference between a dangerous and a good player, meaning that Kedro can always beat any player. I mean, just like this. What was that now? He was in with Sylveon. He had the opportunity to click Mystical Fire, and he expected Firemaster to do something. I can't even. I mean, I had to look at the team and think right now what he was probably predicting. But that is what was a typical Keto move. So I'm just gonna do it. I'm just gonna say what I think. To criticize him, because I think Keto can really improve as a player if he would just not try to be one step ahead every single turn when he really doesn't need to. I mean, yeah, this was just very, very typical Keto moment right there. Yeah, so as I said, I think he's a dangerous player. He's always a matchup that you have to get through, because obviously he can always be right by guessing every turn what his opponent is gonna do. So he's not gonna be wrong every time, and definitely he can get a lot of advantages that way sometimes, but he's never gonna get a consistent record with that, because he's gonna be wrong and make plays that cost him every now and again, and that's not gonna build up a consistent record. So yeah, that's something he definitely needs to work on, in my opinion. Yeah, but I have been talking so much about Keto as a player that I completely missed half of. So Empoleon got knocked off, is at about 2/3 of health. Now Tsarina is at half and takes a lot of damage from the gyro ball. So I don't think. I mean, it gets a high jump kick, so it can probably knock the Pharaoh out here if it doesn't run protect, which it doesn't. But he's taking a lot of damage from the gyro ball. And also Sylveon is at 88% and no item confirmed yet. Left off, so it's definitely not a lefty set, we know that much. Yeah, and Firemaster, apart from the Ferrophone, which took a little bit of damage. Rocky Helmet Latias, that's interesting. Huh. Yeah, so Keto's team is getting chipped pretty good right now. So I think, yeah, his answers for guard trump are getting weakened every turn. I think the Rocky Helmet on Latias might be for what? For Lucario? Or maybe for Garchomp, but if you take a move where Garchomp touches you, you're gonna die anyway, because it's gonna be a dragon move. So yeah, interesting set, definitely interesting. He likes to run interesting sets from time to time. Yeah. Keto has had quite a decent season so far. As I said, he has a 3-2 record as of now, and Reflect type. Ah, yeah. So he's a set to straight up counter the Ferrothorn. Interesting. Yeah, that's something that's gonna work against Ferrothorn for sure. But now he's gotten rid of the Rocky Helmet, so he might have Mystical Fire to. I mean, that would make sense. But he's gonna beat the Ferrothorn anyway with Reflect Light because he can always recover, which the Ferro can't. So yeah, that's what happens here. But Firemaster hasn't gotten the message that he's dealing with a Grass Steel type now, so yeah, that's not gonna work. Unfortunately for him, was a good idea, but I don't think it was necessarily the right play in this position. But he might be able. This again, why did Keto switch out here? That was unnecessary. Now he's gonna take a lot of damage with something. Ah, please click Moonblast. Alright, he's getting the burn. Well, this means that he's gonna maybe get knocked out by this next Hyper Voice, but if he stays in, this is looking. I don't know what kind of set this is. This might be Assault Vest or just Modest without specs, because I feel like it should do a little bit more damage, even at +1 special defense if he was specs. But maybe I'm just wrong. I have no calcs available right now. Yeah, but looks like even though it's gotten toxic, he's gonna punch a little bit of a hole, at least getting rid of the Sylveon, which means that oh, what is he doing? Oh, come on. Why are you saving that? That was alright. That was, in my opinion, unnecessary by Firemaster. He could have gotten because he's not gonna do anything with that Primarina anymore, I don't think, but well, now Keto, what is he gonna do? Because if he doesn't knock it out, he can get Leech Seeded and allow the Pharaoh to. Ah, he was just trying to prevent the rocks for good. So well. Looking at the matchup, I think the Alakazam is getting quite threatening if he has a way to deal with Absol Sucker Punch. Maybe being Focus Sash, then he could do a lot of damage, but he still has Swallow to outspeed it. So yeah. But he definitely doesn't have a close combat switch in. Oh, he does, probably in Latias, but looking at the set, Latias probably can't really touch Lucario that well, so yeah, he seems to be quite low on Lucario switch-ins currently, so this might be a problem. This is looking like could be anyone's game, honestly. Yep, both teams are really threatening one another, I think, right now. Firemaster is kind of low on Absol answers, just because Primarina is gone and Pharaoh as well. So Lucario really is his only real answer to that, or even Garchomp, just because he's resisting to the. Oh no, what is? Okay, so what does that mean? Is that a potential? Interesting. So he should definitely attack now and not take any more damage, because then his ability to do any more is pretty much gone. Oh no, what are you doing? What was... Yeah, these are suboptimal plays. I'm afraid this wasn't just not. Yeah, he should learn from this. I mean, what was he gaining from that? Hmm. Well, but now that yeah, this didn't really help him that much, honestly. Yeah, I don't really see why Keto should have kept his Empoleon there. So this was just a Pretty bad over prediction by Firemaster. I think both these guys can learn a lot from this game by uh, recognizing the value of sometimes playing safe and not making predictions when you really don't need to in a situation. Because I think this is pretty much anyone's game still. This cost Firemaster a lot of momentum right now. He could have been a full health Lucario, possibly not choice scarf, focus sash. You never know. And this cost him a lot of momentum and definitely made the Latias able to probably, maybe. I mean, you never know. Keto runs some crazy sets. He might not be able to touch Lucario after all. And he's gonna eat a vacuum wave now. It's interesting to see how much it does. But he definitely, Firemaster, I mean, definitely gave him the possibility to revenge kill him. Oh, that was so bad, honestly. Oh, that was so bad. He could have gotten so much more if he just played it safe. Well, that's what you do. You pay your price. So this seems to be a choice scarf guard jump if he brings it in like this. So, or might be. I mean, he doesn't really have any better answer, to be honest. So, but oh, he's not. Oh, that's bad. I think this is meaning that this is Keto's game probably, just because he can't outspeed the. Oh, yes, he can with LKSM, but LKSM dies to Sucker Punch. So probably can't outspeed the Absol really, and possibly also not the Latias, which is just bad, honestly. This is just not looking good. He should definitely, or should he? I mean, he probably can sack the Garchomp here. Keto might also overpredict this situation. As crazy as it sounds, he might do something like, oh, he's gonna switch out, I have to Sword Stance or something. You never know. Interesting. This is interesting. I really have no feeling what either player's gonna do. This is all just mind games. All right. So I think both players made the right play here. So Keto has a heavily chipped team. Yeah, I mean this is just what he shouldn't have. I think Firemaster had all the tools to win this game if he just made two over predictions by switching out, or just unnecessary plays by switching out the Primarina earlier, and now he has got a real big problem on his hands with this Absol. He's not gonna beat it, I don't think, because he's probably not gonna beat Choice Scarf LKSM, and that means that Absol can do a lot of work here and probably clean up the game. Oh, interesting. So he was a defensive Latias, not even faster than Evire, which does that make a difference? I mean, oh, this makes a big difference because I think if Absol can't knock it out now, he's gonna win with this Evire now. Possibly, just because Tsarina, he's gonna probably have Ice Punch or Fire Punch or something. I don't know exactly what Evire gets now, but he's gonna probably have a super effective move for this and possibly be able to knock it out. Or he's Choice Scarf, which is also a possibility. So this turns this around again and means that Keto is gonna win this match. Well, interesting. Looked for a second like Evire might be able to win this game for Keto, but the fact that Alakazam wasn't Focus Sash meant that there really was no way for Firemaster in the end, but I really think he had a good opportunity to make some leadway with Lucario at one point, and he just wasted it by completely unnecessarily predicting the switch out with Empoleon and clicking Aura Sphere, which was honestly bad because what was he gonna switch into a +2 Aura Sphere? Everything would have gotten a lot of damage. So, yeah, he was probably predicting Latias, but that was not the play, honestly. Yeah, but overall, I have to say, just in the end, I really admire Firemaster. He's one of my favorite coaches in this league. He is one of these coaches that you really have to value in every league if you have one of them, because even though many games don't go his way and he hasn't had a lot of success this season so far, I think he's like 1-4 now or 1-5. But he's got such a good mindset. He's really never salty, always fair when he loses, always trying to improve, always taking the positive from the defeat and trying to learn. So I think he's also possibly gonna look at this match and think that again there are situations. I mean, Pokemon is really a game. Obviously, it's not only in your head. You always have to think what your opponent is probably thinking, but you don't always have to act on it. There are situations where you just, if you are full health Lucario and you know you're in, you are faster than Empoleon, you have the possibility to knock it out, and you are already at +2. Everything that's gonna come in is gonna take a lot of damage, no matter what the opponent does. And if it stays in, you just knock it out. You're still at full health and are still at +2. So you're gonna make so much more leadway. He really didn't need to predict in that situation. So I think both these coaches can, in my opinion, learn from that. But you know, who am I to tell anyone what to do? I'm just saying what my opinion is on these plays. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope this has a better quality than my last upload. At least my internet was working this time. And yeah, I know I'm not Frank and the Furious. This is not insanely high quality content, but I enjoy following the league. I'm PWC. I'm a participant, but I'm also the #1 fan, so I enjoy watching and commentating games. So I hope you guys took something out of this one, and see you next time.